Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina. I'm a social media strategist and consultant, and today we're going to speak about 5 ways that you can boost your Instagram following through Instagram stories. But before we dive into those 5 tips, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. First of all, I want to say that Instagram stories are amazing. They are the best and easiest way to build relationships through Instagram. Through Instagram stories, you can build trust and show your expertise on a personal level, so you definitely want to use them. Alright, let's get to the first tip. Tip number 1, always geotag your stories. By geotagging your stories, you're allowing people from that area that you're tagging and also the country that you're tagging to see your snippet. But it's a snippet, so you have to remember if you make a full story, so let's say you tell a full story, an event that happened, and you only tag it once, people are only going to see this little snippet of what actually happened. Now that can be good if it's really intriguing. They might check out your profile then, but don't forget that people are just going to see those 15 seconds that you actually tag. And when you geotag, never just tag a city or a country, because you're more likely to actually rank for that place the smaller it is. So if you, for example, show up at a certain cafe, then you're still gonna possibly show up in the city and the country. But if you only tag the country, you only have the chance to possibly be featured in the country. So you have way more potential if you tag a specific location. And another thing to keep in mind is that you want to make it as easy as possible for the potential new people watching your story to actually click on your profile. So what I would do is to also tag my account name in that story, so they can just click on it in the middle, because I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's actually quite hard to click on someone's name in the geotag story or in a hashtag story. And that perfectly leads us to tip number 2. Always hashtag your story. There are actually 2 different ways that you can do it. On one hand, there's the sticker that Instagram provides, where you can just put one hashtag in. But there's actually a way that you can also use several hashtags in your stories, and that leaves you to have higher chances to rank on all of these hashtags. So what you're going to do, once you filmed your story, you're going to go into the text box, and then you're going to put in the hashtags that you want to put in. And then you're just going to save it like you normally would do with the text. But be aware, only the ones that are underlined are the ones that are actually working for you. So you cannot include unlimited hashtags, but you can definitely put in way more than the one that Instagram stickers provide. And now you may say, Christina, this looks horrible. I don't want to have hashtags all over my story. Me neither. Here's my super duper awesome secret tip so that you don't have to have hashtags all over your story and yet put them all in. So once you have all your hashtags on your screen, you're basically just gonna push them out of the screen like this, and you try to hide them, and then they're out. So you can't see them anymore, but they're still gonna be there and you can still rank for them. Another way to do this, if this is easier for you, because it can get a bit annoying to get them out of the screen, is you can just make them a lot smaller. Or actually you can make them so small that are not visible anymore, and you will still rank for them. And by the way, the same thing works for location tags. Tip number 3 is to tell visual stories. It is called Instagram story for a reason. So you don't just want to sit in front of the camera, but you want to make a story out of what you have to say. I'm going to insert some clips here to show you what that could look like. Alright people, this is it. I officially finished my workday and I am home. I'm gonna zoom out, although it's really hard for me. I could totally continue to work, but you know, relaxing and not working is part of being productive in a way. So I'm gonna force myself to not work tonight and just have a good meal and some relaxing time. And I hope you're having a nice Friday night as well. I wanted to invite people to follow along on my day. So I could have just sat down and say what I'm gonna do or what I just did, but instead I was showing them. And you should do the same. There is almost always, or actually always, a way to tell a story around a certain topic. And if you don't have a big idea for that specific thing and you still want to say it, find a way to make it just more engaging. So maybe you can include it in your day and make a little bit of a story out of that. Tip number 4, stand out. A lot of people make a lot of stories, so you want to make sure that yours stands out. There are lots of different ways to do that. For example, you could use some cool apps that will make your stories look super fancy and cool, or you could ask very discussion-worthy questions, or you could show some behind the scenes that not many people show. And these are just 3 very basic examples. Find your way of making stories so that they stand out. Tip number 5, start conversations. Have you ever watched someone's Instagram story and you just felt called to answer with an emoji? That's because the content resonated with you in some way. And you can do the same. You can use any of the stickers that Instagram provides, so the question feature, the poll feature, whatever you want to choose. You can even just write a text and ask questions. The main thing that you want to make sure is that you're not just broadcasting yourself, but you're actually inviting the people to speak to you. And if you want to get in touch with people that might be interested in your services, you can also just watch their story and react on that and start a conversation that way. Because I know it can be really awkward to just write someone a DM and be, well, awkward because that's not something you're used to. So just watch someone's story and react on it, start a conversation, and there you go. Alright, these are my 5 tips on how to get more followers through Instagram story. I hope that you like it. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week.